The next one is related, which is about obsessing over customers, not competitors. This is a mistake a lot of companies make. Oftentimes they'll start the company and there are no competitors, and then people will kind of pop up. And in the case of Groupon, we have something like 2,000 clones. I mean, it's ridiculous. We often make the attack of the clones reference. In fact, in the last All Hands, I had a picture of, for those Star Wars geeks out there, I had a picture, I superimposed Andrew Mason's head on the body of Mace Windu as he was beheading Jango Fett. And I was like, this is extracted from his dreams with a special machine that we use. But it was awesome because like Jango Fett is the source of the DNA for the clone army, for those of you who don't know that. Anyway, our little geekitude aside there. The point here is this became a very clear point for me when I joined Amazon in May of '97, and that was exactly when Barnes & Noble announced that they were going to be launching an online bookstore. And most of you weren't alive then, but the sort of take in the press and the market was, well, that's the end of Amazon.com. That was a cute little experiment. $60 million in revenue versus $3 billion in revenue, and Barnes & Noble is basically synonymous with book selling. Amazon's done. And we're sitting inside the company going, that's kind of a good point. It's like this is pretty bad. And so we decided that rather than fixate on that, fixating on that would lead us to it would be sort of like predispose us to that outcome. Because what we would do is we'd become this fast follower, or we'd become very responsive to what Barnes & Noble was doing rather than following our own path. And we decided that, okay, we're just going to, as we've done so far, but this new threat kind of shook us for a minute. We're going to focus on our own thing. We're going to obsess over customers, not competitors. We'll always be competitively aware. We'll always know what the moves that are going on. We'll be very informed, but we're not going to actually plan things based on what our competitors are doing. And so we actually got this framework of how we think about obsessing over our customers, which is listen, invent, and personalize. And those three things, we just kept that was like the mantra. And what that basically means, this is actually, I think, sort of a corollary of this thing that I think is really helpful. If you're, every reasonable company out there listens to their customers, and you have to listen to your customers to be successful. But if you only listen to your customers, you'll fail. Because you have to invent on I just got a pop-up message there saying my remote desktop session has ended, but it doesn't seem to have affected the presentation. So you have to invent on their behalf, and put things in front of them for them to react to. It's not the customer's job to invent. So if you don't listen and invent, you're definitely going to fail. But then on top of that, special to Amazon, or special to the web, really, or special to the internet, it doesn't have to be the web specifically, but there's this ability to have a different experience for every customer. And personalize, if you're going to obsess over the customer, personalizing is kind of the expression of that. And so that's what we sort of formulated, and we just focused on building our business to make our customers successful, and the rest is history. I think the next time we talked about that was when Amazon was doing $3 billion in revenue. And was in 45 countries, and it was kind of there's no looking back. So that's a really important lesson. Is just stay focused. And like I said, it's very similar to the previous point, which is that be and even the bold point. Just be focused on your own thing. Don't get hooked on don't get distracted with these other people.